We'll call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. This is the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for Wednesday, March 4th. Can I get a roll call of members, please?
Mayor Land,
Here.
Betsy Barnes,
Here.
Bob Clemens,
Here.
Jim Crook, Billy Gomez.
Present.
For President.
Okay, we do have a quorum. First on the meeting is the approval of minutes of the prior meeting, which was held on Wednesday, February 18th. So move. We have a motion for approval and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Addition of new items, we do have one, if the board would add this, as number 9. This is authority for the engineering department to advertise for bids for our community crossing grant submissions. If we could add that as number 9 on the agenda. Need a motion to approve that add-on. A motion for approval. Do we have a second?
A second.
And a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, board. Okay, jumping ahead. Utility updates. Al, good morning.
Well, we're moving right along. We'll start off with our 24-inch water supply line. That project bid, this body voted to award pending our conversation with LGS Plumbing, which was positive. There is a scheduled pre-closing mid-March and a closing date scheduled March 31st. At that closing date, notice of award, notice to proceed will be issued and we'll obtain a schedule. There will likely be a bit of a lag in ordering of materials, but I'll update you on the schedule of that project once we get going. Any questions on your 24-inch water main project? Lead service line replacement projects. So we have 2 ongoing. One is the construction and the other is the field work and design for the upcoming project. So on the construction project, we've made significant progress. On your report, you will see at the bottom table, there's a mathematical error where it says lead service lines to be replaced 530. That should be 7, a little different. But we've inspected all the lines within the work area. We've replaced all the identified lead service lines within the work area. We expanded the area. We've performed almost 600 potholes to confirm which lines were lead. We're performing in-home inspections. We're running at about a 10% rate. So of the lines that we've identified as potential lead, about 10% actually end up being lead. And we will be coming before this body probably in the next meeting to extend the contractor's schedule so he can continue to perform work and utilize all of those grant funds, the complete $5 million for replacement of lead service lines. That's the construction side. On the design side, there's extensive field work that's ongoing. We had about 1,600 lines that were suspected to be lead. To date, we've inspected a third of those lines exterior and a significant number of them interior. So your customers are being far more responsive. I think they've gotten the message that this is something that's beneficial to them and they would like to participate if they qualify. I would anticipate that field work being completed in the next 2 to 3 months, and then we'll coordinate a lead service line replacement project utilizing SRF grant funds. Any questions on that upcoming project?
On that project, so are we going to this will wrap up, you say, what we've done this year?
We'll wrap up our construction project
Yeah.
most likely prior to summer.
Yeah.
And then I'll coordinate with Public Works and the mayor's office on timing of the next lead service line project. Depending outcome of our investigations, we may be finishing it up. We may be close to finishing it up. We'll have to see how many lines end up being identified.
I take it a lot of people I've talked to, they're very happy with it.
I would think anybody would be happy to get it.
They're very happy.
Yes.
So I'll end your table. Currently, the number of lines that have already been replaced, is that the 133?
Yes, a total of 147 lines have been replaced so far.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other lead service line project related questions? Hey, the next news is on our 219 application. So in the past, we've made application to Representative Mervan for 219 project funding. That funding is typically 75% of the construction cost. His office contacted the administration, identified that we most likely will be eligible for $1 million to perform work. The work we identified is sewer rehabilitation at the Imperial Heights location. So we're in process of gathering, submitting all that paperwork to secure those funds. Update it.
Is the scope of that project, if we're able to do it, similar to the Liberty Park, or is it?
Very similar. Throughout your system, you have areas where the pipes are degraded and you get a lot of infiltration inflow, sometimes blockages. This project could be a fairly streamlined project where we identify manholes and sewers that require line.
Okay.
Any questions on that 219 grant? A downtown interceptor construction. So the last few reports we've identified running into an obstruction on Main Street, coordinating a resolution to the obstruction, obtaining the permitting from NDOT. We did receive correspondence from NDOT last week. They requested 3 minor items. We provided that to them. We do expect that permit to be issued this week or next week.
Good news.
The contractor is scheduled tentatively for April 1 because they will need to bring in a bore crew and they'll locate the boring machine in Main Street and push across. That should address this issue. So hopefully next meeting I can report the permits have been secured and provide you with the schedule.
Okay, and then the work that's being done on Lewis Street west of there?
Yes.
Can you give a snippet of that?
Yes. We have from that location on Main Street along Lewis Street, we have installed all of our pipe, all of our interceptor pipe. We've relocated utilities. We are under a schedule. We have a temporary road installed to reroute traffic. That temporary road is on schedule to be abandoned and traffic rerouted back to the normal flow of traffic on April 8th. So I'll keep you apprised of that. But we ran into this obstruction. We authorized the contractor to proceed with the work to minimize any type of time impacts and corresponding cost impacts on the contract.
Okay, thanks, Al.
Yep. Any other questions on your downtown interceptor project? Okay. The Southeast Wastewater Treatment Plant project. So you do have an engineer's recommendation letter. We also have the apparent low contractor here today, represented by Mark Hall of Thieneman Construction, if you have any questions of him. We received 2 bids. Those 2 bids were from Thieneman Construction at $58.9 million and IHC Construction at $62.6 million. We vetted those construction bids with each contractor, discussed the differential from the engineer's estimate with the contractor's bid. We're comfortable with the contractor's explanation. We feel with those 2 bid prices, being so close in nature that we did receive good bids. We are also aware that equipment and material price increases are scheduled to occur on a quarterly basis. So we feel if we went out for rebid, we may be experiencing those price increases within the rebid costs. Majority of the costs were associated with piping and labor, which piping is kind of fluctuates in cost. And when you have an American iron and steel requirement on piping that has large diameter fittings, sometimes you'll see fluctuation twofold with those fittings, which is what we saw. We met with the State Revolving Loan Fund, Indiana Finance Authority, and they are comfortable with the bids received. They've indicated an ability to finance the project for Thieneman Construction. We also looked at our bond ordinance and the outstanding bonds, the cost of this project, and the projected costs of our final phase project. And we feel that we have ample funds within the bond ordinance that was passed in order to complete all phases of work. So with that, I'd like to make recommendation to Board of Public Works to award the base bid project in the amount of $58,994,000 to Thieneman Construction. And I'll address any questions that you have.
Okay, thanks, Al. Well, obviously, there's 10 plus years in the making, actually more than that, but minimally 10 plus years. So the baton's been handed to the current council and this current board. So it's so based on Al's and the city's decade-long work on this, unless we have questions for Al.
I was just curious, do we have a like pre-job estimate that you guys put together before the bid was paid?
You do. In the recommendation letter, my engineering estimate was 51 million. The low bid was at 58.9, and the second bidder was at 62. And that differential, I decided to meet with both contractors to go through our estimate to identify where those differentials existed. Labor prices in Northwest Indiana are a little bit higher. So some of it was in the labor prices. A lot of it was within the American iron and steel pipe and fittings.
I was curious.
Had many discussions about those exact same questions.
It's always good to know.
So is this the final bid acceptance now? Is this pending further engineering review? All good
My
on that?
recommendation would be for the board to approve moving forward with the project pending confirmation from legal and pending successful acquisition of financing through the state revolving loan.
Okay, so the motion board would need to include pending final legal review and SRF funding.
Is this how you want it worded?
Yes, sir.
I will take and make the motion for a 58,994 as presented, and for the conversation we just had with you and Al.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to accept. We have a second,
Yes.
Second.
and we have a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, board. Thank you, Al.
Second item on this project, when these projects get awarded, there's a time lapse between the award and the closing on the financing. Often the contractor has quotes for equipment and materials that he would like to secure that pricing and avoid a price increase. So what we have done in the past is we've issued a tentative notice of award. That tentative notice of award identifies to the contractor, it's our intent to award this project at this scope and this price to you, pending financing and successful closing on the loan. We also indicate that we take no objection if they order equipment or materials at their risk, at their own risk, with that tentative notice of award. That way the contractor can choose, judging the risk of whether he actually gets the project or not, if he wants to close on that equipment and materials that has an expiration date on the quote. So I would also recommend that we issue that tentative notice of award with those caveats. It's a risk-free situation for us, but it also provides the contractor information that he can utilize and choose to pre-order.
Yeah, I recall other projects that's being done. So for the city and for the contractor, what is the industry? What's the normal language in the motion that would?
The language that I would suggest is issue a tentative notice of award to the contractor, affording acquisition of equipment and materials at his own risk.
Okay, so board then, yeah, the motion would need to, well, basically state what the verbiage you just used. Award the tentative notice to proceed to order at their own risk.
I would make a motion that as per Al, of your wording on it, and Mayor, anything you want to add to that, I make a motion on it.
No, I'm comfortable with that.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Yeah.
Thank you. Anything else on Southeast wastewater treatment plant?
One note, have they built a water treatment plant before, Tiedemann?
They have. They completed our last treatment plant improvements project. I've worked with them on several other treatment plant improvements projects while existing here in Crown Point. They're in process of putting in a sequencing batch reactor, just like this one, on a project in New Palestine, Indiana, right now. So they are definitely experienced in this work.
Okay.
Al, I want to ask one question to you on 231 going out west of town. I know we've spent a lot of time over there. Do you think we'll have that open here within another 2 or 3 weeks?
231 west of town.
Going out west of town down by Harrington Avenue where you're coming up?
Yes. I'll have to check with the contractor on this.
Would you do that?
I will.
And would you give me a call on it? Because I have people asking me, and I would like to convey some positive things to them, if it'd be okay with you and the mayor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's nothing else on the treatment plant. Last item of business is our collection system improvements design. Just as a reminder, this scope of work is 2 lift stations, force mains, and a gravity sewer to intercept flows from the southeast side of the city, reroute those flows to the new treatment plant. Design is complete. It's going through a QA/QC process. Once that process is complete, we will meet with the city and with the Public Works, get their nod with respect to the content, and I'll come in front of this body and ask for permission to take it out to bid. I anticipate that project will go out to bid this summer. Any other questions regarding your utilities?
I do not. Nope. All right. Thank you, Al. Number 1 under new business, request approval of solicitor's permit for weed man. Morning, sir.
Morning, how's everyone?
Let us know your name and address.
My name is Scott Monroe, and would you like the business address?
That'll work. Sure.
4503 Airport Drive in Valparaiso.
Okay.
So we are just requesting a transient business license, more or less just to go door to door, provide free quotes for lawn care for homeowners within city limits, more or less in the form of fertilizer and weed control. It would more or less boost curb appeal, property values in the city. I'm open to any particular questions, ease any concerns anyone might have.
You've solicited in the city prior?
About 3 years ago, I believe.
Okay, but it wasn't last year.
It was
Was
not
that
last
long
year.
ago, 3 years ago?
About 3 years
Okay.
ago, I believe.
And what do you anticipate the hours and days that you're shooting for?
We're shooting for Monday through Friday, about 10:30 to 5:30 or so. So our goal is to be out after the sun is already out, be gone before dark.
Okay, during the weekday.
Yes.
Okay. David, how's the application? Everything in order?
All documentation is in order, Mayor.
Okay. I don't recall any issues with this vendor before, right?
Never had a problem with them.
Okay. So if the board approves it, then you'd get with the police department, for the city, just make sure any people that are out canvassing for you, they wear those city issued IDs.
Mhm.
Saves a lot of phone calls from the residents.
No, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Bring this then to the board for questions of the petitioner or action.
Is this going to be Monday through Friday, or is it going to be any weekend stuff on soliciting?
So weekends would be more of an exception, not the norm. Our main business hours are Monday through Friday.
And that would be in the working hours of 8 hours?
Yes, between 10:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m.
Yeah, it's about normal. So you're looking for a motion, Mayor?
Unless there's any more questions of the petitioner, if the board's good, then we need a motion to approve the permit.
If there's no more motions, I'll make a motion for it.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, this is for 1 year, right, Dave?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a motion, and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. You're all set.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Number 2, request approval of new Toshiba printer agreement. Bart?
Yep.
Bart,
Yeah, Mayor and Board, filling in with Bart here. We're looking to add to our existing Toshiba agreement for multi-function copier printers. The wastewater treatment plant is in need of a new copier. I'm asking the board to approve the agreement that's before, that is state QPA pricing. We've adjusted the payment schedule to co-terminate with the existing leased own. So the addition of the would be $107.64 with the excess images that are included at the color and the black and white as stated. Everything else remains the same.
Okay. Thanks, Adam. David, legal's all good with the, okay. All right, we'll bring this into the board for questions of Adam or action.
so move, Mayor, as
We
presented.
have a motion to approve the agreement and a second. Any further
Yes.
discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thanks, Adam. Number 3, request approval of agreement with Tourism Strategies and Analytics LLC.
Yes, before you is a pilot program that we are looking for board approval. Is a partnership between city and Tourism Strategies and Marketing LLC. In its essence, we are looking to kind of create some programming on a Wednesday evening, which is not the highlight of the week for most. But we have this LLC wants to bring back, may have remembered back in the day they used to have Region Idol. We'd like to be the host for that event. Kind of the whole local Northwest Indiana scene with new artists coming in, voting on that, kind of that same concept. We've kind of developed with them a 6-week agreement where every Wednesday for 6 weeks, they would have competition to do this, with the winner being able to open up at the Taste of Crown Point as a prize. The terms on this will be traditionally the same as we use for our standard terms with our rentals. However, coming to the board today to see if the board is okay with us exchanging for a premier platinum sponsorship. We'd be the sole sponsor in that level in exchange for the venue use. Again, we're okay with it on the pay side because it's a Wednesday evening. It's generally not a lot going on. They would still be responsible, the LLC, for the cleanup fee, which is $300 per day of use. They would also be required to do all the marketing, the promotions, the security, everything on that. The city still owns the bar at that location. We would be able to keep all of that. Again, kind of a partnership. We're just looking for the board to approve the exchange of sponsorship dollars for venue access. Answer any question.
And when would it start?
6 weeks starting May 27th, followed by the 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, July 1st, and again the winter. Well, opening up for the taste on the Saturday of July.
Okay. This is just another, through Adam, trying to always offer something different at Bulldog Park.
And this is the requirement for that sponsorships would be free to the public, so they cannot charge tickets for it. So that was one of our
Yeah, good point.
sticking points, that it must be free to the public.
So I thought this was a good thing to try Bulldog Park for the community and those aspiring musicians out there. So do they have a series of judges, or who determines?
So they will have a panel of judges, some consistent, some VIPs that call from different walks of life in the community. I know that's their goal. Obviously, this being a pilot program, we want to build a good foundation for them to expand on this. Don't really know what we're getting, but I think it's kind of a neat option. We have a lot of requests. I get them, Diana gets them, for people that just want to play that stage.
Yeah.
We don't always have that opportunity, so it allows that ability to get a lot more people out there to try it out.
I like it. I think good idea, one good idea, but two, good job putting it together. So, so really you just be looking for a board's approval to enter into the partnership with
Correct.
the vendor,
Yeah, as stated with the exchange of venue for minus
the marketing. Okay. All right, I'll bring it to the board then for action. Or okay, we have a motion to approve the request and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Opposed?
How did they come in contact with you on this? Was this your idea or was it?
No, not my idea. I had a couple of local business people reach out to me, kind of pitch the idea. I kind of liked it. I think it's neat. I said we could potentially try it. However, I wanted to bring to the board for kind of approval on that. So I think we are talking with my staff. I think it's a very cool opportunity, especially for those just getting off the ground. So we're ready to try.
I think this would be very exciting.
I think it's a good idea. Yep.
I think it puts a lot of flour on the table.
That's one way to put it.
There you go. All right, number 4, request approval agreement with G4 Music Group.
Yes, Mayor and Board. Before this is, I'm bringing this to the board because this is in tandem with the next one with the Tom Lounge's summer concert series. This is an additional concert we will be adding following the Hometown Heroes event. This is with G4 Music Group, which is the main group that sponsors Nate Venturelli, who's very big in the area. This will be for a free concert. Includes the marketing, sound, production, and everything of that event following that event. Again, another free part of that show for the City of Crown Point residents. We're asking the board to approve us having into agreement with G4 Music for the amount of $4,500 for that show.
Okay, and like I said, it's in conjunction with the police department's annual Hometown Heroes event that they have every year. Okay, free tickets to see Nate Venturelli. That's a good deal. So we'll bring this in the board for questions or action. Okay, we have a motion to approve the agreement. Do we have a second?
Second.
And a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 5, request approval of 2026 summer concert series. Adam?
The second part of that is our annual agreement with Tom Lounge's Entertainment to provide the summer concert series. There is a list of what's included here. I'm asking the board to approve the 9 additional shows, which includes 20 performers. Tom has done very well with this since its inception, or creation of Bulldog Park. These are, we've added Friday and Saturday shows as well as the Patriot Day show to go in tandem with the First Man Methodist Church 9/11 ceremonies. We asked the board to approve that agreement in the amount of 41,000 as defined in the agreement.
And just to confirm, all 9 shows are free.
All night, negative. There's one show that'll be part of the Wine Fest. Which is
Oh,
part
that's
of that
right,
ticketed.
because that's a ticketed
Everything
event.
else is free. We start March 17th on the square with the Celtic band for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. The Wine Fest itself is,
That's a
Ticketed.
ticketed.
Yeah,
event.
that's right.
Everything else is free.
Okay. All right, so we'll bring this also to the board for questions of Adam or approval.
So move.
Okay, we have a motion to
Second.
approve the series agreement and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye.
We're going to be busy.
Motion passes.
We have a full schedule.
Summer's coming up.
Yes, it is.
Number 6, request approval of DJ contracts for St. Patrick's Day and the 4th of July parade. And
For
fireworks.
you is 3 agreements with Sensational Sounds. We've used them in the past. The first one will be for St. Patrick's Day Parade. The additional will be for the 4th of July Parade. On the 4th of July. The first amount for St. Patty's Day is $300 with a $200 overtime rate. Second for the 4th of July, for the parade is additional $300 plus a $200 overtime rate. And for the fireworks at the fairgrounds, the total is a 4-hour event for $400 with the same $200 overtime rate. So asking the board to approve those 3 agreements with Sensational Sounds for those details.
Thanks, Adam. So this vendor's been very good for the city. They do a good job for us. So board would be inclined, we need approval to or a motion to approve the 3 contracts for Sensational Sounds.
All in one.
They can be one, yeah.
So move, Mayor.
Okay. A motion to approve the contracts. Do we have a second
Second.
and a second? Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. All right, thanks, Adam. Number 7, request approval of maintenance bonds for Heather Ridge phases 2, 3, and 4. Doug?
Thank you, Mayor. Engineering is asking for the board's approval to accept maintenance bonds for the Heather Ridge subdivision. We have phase 2 release performance in the amount of $1,070,514.50 and accept the maintenance bond in the amount of $535,346. That's for phase 2. We have a phase 3 release performance bond in the amount of $176,000 and accept the maintenance bond in the amount of $183,240.50. The last one is Heather Ridge phase 4 release performance bond in the amount of $65,688 and accept the maintenance bond in the amount of $177,741.50.
All right, thanks. So bring this to the board for a motion that we need to accept the performance and maintenance bonds as presented by engineer. Or
As
questions of Doug.
As presented, right?
Correct.
So move, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion
I'll second.
to approve the request and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Number 8, request approval to increase current surf bond and extend the date. Terry Scora.
Mayor. Come before the board to increase the surf bond from 50,000 to 100,000 and extend the date till April 22nd, 2027. Surf has not done any work since the fall. They've been suspended until they can correct the damage they did to our infrastructure. So since the bond was coming due, I increased it just to be on the safe side.
Good move. I like that. Okay. So bring this to the board for questions of Terry or action on the requested increases.
Have you, what is your take on Ameris?
I 100% agree with Terry. We're
Okay,
looking out for protection of the city.
all right. I don't have any questions. Make a motion for approval as presented.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the request. Do we have a second? Second. Any further discussion on the motion? None. All in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thanks, Terry. Up next is number 9, our add-on, authority for the engineering to advertise for bids for the road submissions under our community crossings grant. Greg.
Thank you, Mayor. This last session, the General Assembly worked with NDOT to provide additional funding for community crossings. This year, they reduced the amount and the award amount. A lot of communities got left out, so they added 75 million additional funding to it. We were notified by NDOT report today to submit for the roads we originally did for bids, get those bids in and submit it. It's not a guarantee of award, but they would like us to go through the process, submit. More than likely, funding will be allocated to the project. So we'd like permission to solicit for the 10 road segments that we submitted, get those back by our first meeting in April, and submit to NDOT to be considered for the project.
Okay, that was gonna be my question, if they gave any indication on award announcements.
The funding through their contacts that will be done in the beginning part of May, and the state goes through and they go to wrap up the funds that they didn't allocate.
Perfect.
We get everything done by April and submit it to them. We should be notified by early May.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Greg. Bobby, you had a question for,
We did this several times. haven't we?
yes, we apply every solicitation we apply.
And we've had pretty good luck with it, haven't we?
Yes, sir.
Because I know I don't hear too much more about it when we pass it here. I know it's a good thing.
Mhm.
And how do you want this worded, Your Honor? As
Just,
presented,
yeah, that would work.
so move.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve the request. We have a second
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
opposed? Motion passes. Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Rick.
Okay, miscellaneous. Mary's birthday today.
Who's?
Mary?
Birthday.
Oh, my.
I don't think she wanted me to announce it, but I did anyway, so happy birthday. Sorry. So our next regular meeting will be Wednesday, March 18th at 11 a.m. And we need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Aye,